Hey Jeff, sorry about the delay. Anyway, forgive my hair, it's out of control. All right, so we did a couple things yesterday. So the first thing was that string riff, sort of keyboards, I guess, that's arranged for guitar. You remember there were three parts to it. So the E minor that. Now, there's a number of ways to play this. I can play it like on the D string entirely, second fret, the fourth fret and the fifth fret. I could do the same thing at the seventh fret of the A, the ninth fret, and then the 10th fret. But because of what's coming after it, I'm doing sort of a bastardized version of this. I'm playing my fourth finger at the seventh fret of the A, and the next two notes, the fourth fret and the fifth fret on the D, with my first and second finger. So I get this. Now, all of those notes I'm playing twice, right? And with my right hand, I'm doing exclusively alternate picking. And I'm going to palm mute it to get this just. Now, once I played that once, I'm going to rest for 2 beats. So 1, 3, 4. Then I'm going to move down to third position, and my notes are going to be the third fret of the A string, the fourth fret of the D, and the fifth fret of the D. I'll do that again. Now, if I put that together, I'm going to do the first one twice. I'm going to move down. And my last one here on this D chord, I'm playing the fifth fret on the A, and then the fourth fret and the fifth fret on the D. Do you notice that the last two notes, or last three notes really, are always the same? They're always that 4, 5, 4 on the D string. It's only the first note that changes. First note, repeating note. First note, repeating note. First note. So those, we always go back to the fourth and the fifth fret. So if I put it together, 3 and 4 and 3 and change position. That becomes the whole thing. You notice on that second kind, I was adding an extra note on the top, okay? So rather than just doing and then taking 2 beats of rest, I added on, I just moved over to the fourth fret of the G string here, and then came back to the fifth fret, fourth fret, fifth fret. So my lick now is. When I get to the C, I'm going to jump over to the third fret of the B string, right? Now that just gets you started. Now, the chordal sequence that we put on there involved a new form. When you play a power chord on the E, A, and D strings, it looks like this. 5th fret, 7th, 7th, right? If we play a power chord with the root on the A string, it looks like this. 5th, 7th, 7th. But if we move over on the D string, we get 5th, 7th, and our 8th. And that's where we need our fourth finger to. I'm thinking about it too. So, and that's going to be our moving shape here. We're going to use this once at the second fret, and it's an E power chord, and then once at the fifth fret, there it's a G power chord. It's governed by the root note, and in this case, the fifth fret of the D string is a G, and the second fret of the D string is an E. We're going to go from our open position E power chord to a D, and up to this G. So now we hit this. That's our start, all right? So we have that two new forms plus our D form, right? So I'll do that once more. We get E, D, and then a G at the 5th fret. Now, what I'm going to do is on the very, very first one, I'm actually going to include the low E and the A string as well. So my index finger is going to bar all the way over to the A string, not the E. The E is still free, but the A string and the D string are held at the 2nd fret. So I get a fuller sounding. It's a little anemic, but then my D, and then, and as I approach this G, I'm going to do two chugs, two low pedal tones on the E. So now my whole riff becomes, sorry, really? I'll do it again. And then we had that little part I kind of likened to Smoke on the Water, where we do, and here I'm just playing the 7th fret on the D and the G, the 5th fret on the D and the D and the G, and then back to the 7th fret. And in between each one of those, again, I'm going to put two chugs on the low E. So I get this. So the whole thing. I'll do it again. No, sorry. And then we have two different parts at the end. Right? We're going to jump up to the 12th fret on the D, G, and the D, on the D, G, and B. Then 12, 11, 10, and then 11, 9, 10, and then 8, 10, 10, 10. Now, on Monday, I suggested just doing 10, 10, 10, but you can put the root, so we get this F chord. So we get this. I'll do it again. So you hear it in context now. We have this. Second time around, that last chord is just going to be played 1 fret lower. We still have the 12, 12, 12, 12, 11, 10, the 11, 9, 10, and then to an E rather than an F. So the whole riff goes back and forth between those. So it'll sound like this. And hopefully you heard that last chord, okay? And then so we're coming out of this. Now, we didn't get into this, but it'd be cool if you we can get into the main riff, okay? A simplified sort of version is like. Now the song itself is in F sharp minor, kind of like. Kind of like Crazy Train, right? So, but our riff. And maybe we'll get into that next time. So for this week, keep working on Crazy Train there, and then try this. there. Into the main ramp, okay? Hopefully that makes some sense. Any questions, let me know. And hope to see you next Monday. You're sounding great, by the way, okay? So talk to you soon. Later.